This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Carol. Carol talks for a living, from morning till night. So she relies on Flo's crystal clear home phone service brought to her through Flo's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her in the know, and because she bundles her mobile broadband and TV services, she enjoys huge savings, so she can enjoy much more for much less. So visit any Flo retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
This is the Barbados Today morning news update for Thursday, June 30th. Thank you for joining us. I am Mary Claire Williams. A proposed plan to build an airport in St. Lucie is not flying with residents of the northernmost parish. Many believe there are more pressing issues to be addressed, such as health services and the condition of the roads. Tourism Minister Richard Seeley revealed earlier this week that there had been at least 2 expressions of interest regarding the construction of an airport in the north. But residents say there are other priorities for the area.
Our issue in St. Lucie is one, roads. Our roads are bad, very bad, and the Minister of Housing sees not to recognize this, to do anything for us down here. We have been suffering for a long time about the roads, and we've been asking him, and he has not acknowledged us with it. But this is, for me, this is a going thing with the Democratic Labour Party, though, because I remember when Evelyn Grace was the Minister of Housing, the roads were in a bad situation too, and he left the ministry. Kelman took over, and he's in the said ministry, and nothing is happening for us.
The roads need fixing. That's the first priority. We should fix the roads, and rather than the government want to spend money on airport, that sort of thing, man, spend some money on the hospital and the pharmacy, upgrade it. Little Morris Boyer Clinic in St. Peter be a 24-hour clinic that people in St. Lucie, if they're sick, don't have to travel all the way to town for us. These are issues we should deal with first.
Maybe another 5-10 years, you know what I mean? Because we got some stuff that, as I said, I would prefer to be fixed now than, in Chaka Hall and stuff, we don't have too many bad problems with the roads, but further up St. Lucie, like Josie Hill, Pike Corner, you know what I mean? And those are the die-hard areas for the Democratic Labour Party. So, you know, those are the people that need looking after.
Government is examining the possibility of introducing closed-circuit television cameras at schools. President of the Barbados Union of Teachers, Pedro Shepherd, says the matter was discussed this week during talks between the BUT and officials from the Ministry of Education, which zeroed in on stepped-up security at schools. Shepherd says the matter is still at the discussion stage. He told Barbados Today that while most primary schools had 1 security guard, they are still deemed to be high risk. And in the case of secondary schools, there are 2 guards on the compound, but there is still need for extra surveillance.
We would have had issues at several schools where persons would have entered the compound. Last year before, we would have had an incident at Parkinson Secondary School. About 4 years ago, we would have had an incident at St. Christopher School. There was a time we had another incident at the Lawrence T. Gay School. And we are saying that to have a guard station at the gate of the school and then having a number of persons wanting to come onto the compound to see teachers, to see principal, to deliver things to students, etc., that the one guard having to leave the station leaves a breach, more or less, in the security. So sometimes you're not able to monitor every person who enters or leaves the compound. So the security cameras would assist us in that respect.
Residents of St. Thomas and surrounding areas were left without electricity last night after a high-tension wire in Cane Garden was downed by a crane carrying a tractor. Power was restored in some areas within about half an hour, but up to late last night, others were still in the dark. One local hotelier is forecasting challenging times ahead for small hotels as a result of the so-called Brexit vote. The warning from veteran hotelier Peter Odell in his address to the annual general meeting of the Intimate Hotels of Barbados yesterday. He says while he's confident that local tourism officials will do what is necessary to attract British tourists, it will be a difficult road. But he advised that now is the time to be innovative.
And one of the things that, you know, when you're running and enjoying your own business, you have to be constantly looking to see how can I reinvent my business, how can I make my business a little bit different. And you've got to be looking on the road and don't be worried about if Brexit happened, Brexit has happened. the reality is we still need to make sure that we get our share of business.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
I love it. I love it. I give in your sweetness. Hey, it's your girl Azizi, the Barbados TODAY Crop Over Superstar 2015. The competition is even more exciting this year. There'll be 3 champions. The public will choose their junior, Soca Royale, and Pickety Crop champions. So here's how it works. Go to our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Barbados Today to fill out your competition form. 2. Upload your video with your song to Barbados Today's Facebook page. 3. Make sure you invite all your friends and family to vote for you. The contestant with the most votes by the end of their competition will be crowned champion. I gave you your sweetness. I know you like sweetness. All of this is sweetness. Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Thanks for staying with us. In news from the region, while Caribbean countries continue to assess the possible implications of the UK pulling out of the European Union, at least one government minister says there may be possible advantages for the region. St. Lucia's agriculture minister says the banana industry could benefit from Brexit. We get more from HTS News Force in Castries.
In 1975, Commonwealth Caribbean territories had successfully arranged granting to be called special and differential status by way of exports to enter the European community duty-free. That agreement also saw Europe injecting billions of dollars in aid and investment in Afro-Caribbean and Pacific countries. By July 1993, however, the introduction of what was termed dollar bananas into the markets from Latin America created immense competition for St. Lucia. Then 1999 arrived, amid an increase in banana prices, decreases in exports, and rising unemployment. The WTO introduced a new European banana marketing regime, effectively signaling the end of the green gold era for St. Lucia. Agriculture Minister Ezekiel Joseph, a banana farmer himself, believes that the banana industry, still considered vital to St. Lucia's GDP, will rise again, and Brexit could quite possibly help facilitate that resurgence.
Well, I don't believe preferential treatment. I think we now would need to really go and speak with the present, the existing government in England, because now, based on the challenges it was handed on from the EU. Now with England moving away from the EU, I can see, and that's my personal view, I can see opportunities for us, right? Not only in the question of agriculture and bananas, but other areas.
Prime Minister Alan Chastanet, meanwhile, says there are possible scenarios. However, from his perspective, it may be too early for predictions.
And finally, on the international scene, U.S. President Barack Obama has been warning about the consequences of Brexit. It's a week since the UK voted to leave the European bloc after more than 40 years of membership. Addressing a North American summit in Canada, Obama said there were some genuine longer-term concerns about global growth.
We're monitoring very carefully whether there's any systemic strains on the system. And so far, what you've seen is reactions in the market, stock prices, currencies, but I think the preparations that were done by central banks and finance ministers, our Treasury Secretary, indicate the degree to which the global economy, in the short run, will hold steady. I think there are some genuine longer-term concerns about global growth if, in fact, Brexit goes through and that freezes the possibilities of investment in Great Britain or in Europe as a whole. At a time when global growth rates were weak already, this doesn't help.
That's the news this morning. Remember, you can get more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Or you can also tune into Channel 99 on Flow TV or Mix 96.9 FM for more news. I am Mary Claire Williams. Have a good morning.